pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Start with roll call.
Chris Vaughn,
Here.
Brian Hine.
Here.
Greg Wiggins, Matt Prater.
Here.
Dave Sidney.
Here.
First item of business is minutes approval from April 13th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Motion by Dave, second by Matt. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Do we have any citizens' comments tonight? Okay, there being none, we'll move on to unfinished business, which there is also none. Moving on to new business, first item of business is the CF1 for real property Riverside Villa Apartments.
They have one more year left, so it's the,
Ninth of the 10th year.
Yeah.
Estimated on the SB1 was 1.5 employees at a salary of $48,000. Actual showing 1.5 with a salary of $80,000, higher than their estimate. We make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Matt to approve the CF1, second by Brian. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Proposed department head purchasing policy.
we discussed in our, department head meeting that we're bringing, like really piddling things, in my opinion, to the board for approval, because there's nothing in writing that I find, but ever since I've been here, it's been standard practice, anything over $1,000, so it sounds $1,200, so bringing it to the board, and things that are in their budget, sometimes even just normal things, so, I did finally get some replies after I kind of researched this online a little bit, and I came up with some options. You don't have to decide tonight, but I just thought I'd give this to you to consider, but, in today's dollars, $1,000 is much money. And I think at least give them approval for 2,500, possibly even 5,000, maybe, as some of the ones that through are now that way. Or, so I gave you an option, or I guess a proposed option, that possibly you give them the approval of up to $2,500, and then anything after that take to the board. Or there was an option that I researched and said 2,500 to 10,000 just requires your quotes, like you would never bypass the process. You still have to get the quotes and follow all the other rules, and then there's some rules in there, but maybe between 25 or over 2,500 to 10,000 just requires the quotes and the clerk treasurer review with your budget to make sure that you have it in there. And then over 10,000 take to the board. So I mean, there's other things. So I did send you several things to just again. I just do think we need to modernize it. I think it's very outdated. It was from 1998. Was the last policy that I found. So that's a couple of the ones I got today were very comprehensive, that had a complete purchasing policy all in one, including what could be bought. Some of them, I think one from Noblesville had, they could purchase up to $5,000 outward. Now, so many of the things we bring are already in their budget. It's just that they're getting the quotes and then bringing them. We already know we have the money budget. So it's just, to me, it's just little things on the board works that it doesn't necessarily. We're not giving them any ability to do anything other than what we've already. So you've already approved the budget.
Just format on that notice.
Yes.
Just a little chart that we had about who was responsible, the amount that we had to do, and we had to.
Yes, that was very
That
nice.
was really straightforward.
So again, this was just some information.
Just an example, this year I ordered 4 handheld radios, and it was $7,200, so, it doesn't take long to get there, and that's money that was in the capital plan that's there every year, so, it would be much easier process, and it would make the board works an easier process as well.
And it would be quicker too.
Yes.
They're not waiting for the next board of works if something comes up.
Absolutely.
So you get it done.
That's happened a few times now. Again, you still would have to get your quotes. And that's the important piece of it. You still have to get your quotes and follow all the Indiana code for purchasing. You can't bypass that in any way. It's not a means to bypass. It's just a means to make it a little bit easier for the department heads to execute the jobs.
So does the Board of Works still have like we have an APB register?
No,
We
they
still
don't.
list all that or no?
Everything just, they approve the purchases, you approve the payments.
I got you. Okay.
So when,
So we're just
Like-
pre-approving the purchase
Yeah.
up to a certain amount within there.
right, Board of Works is basically your purchasing agent for the city. And then it's all the, like the day-to-day stuff, they handle all those things. You can have the wage increases, hiring, firing, those type of things. So that's, part of that's in state code, and then part, I think, the purchasing agent, I think, is assigned in that ordinance from 1998. I was gonna attach that link. It's about 3 of them. I go back there. So, I mean, we could just completely redo our whole purchasing policy with all that old information. Like, kind of set it up.
That's what I was
like
wondering, if
those.
you're gonna kind of collaborate what you've got, some from other towns and cities and kind of look, see what they're doing and just.
I do agree with
Just-
Mr. Rudd. The
I
one
like-
I liked the most was the mobile.
Yeah, I like the format of that,
Yeah.
that was well.
Yeah, so we could do that. I mean, the numbers don't have to be what the numbers are.
Right.
But we can change it or modify it. But it was just kind of, they had to start taking a look at it so we can get this, make their jobs easier, make the Board of Works job easier. And not clutter up the agenda with. I mean, you see the agenda, some Board of Works agendas have 20 things on there just because it's all little
Purchases.
purchasing things.
I will entertain a motion if somebody wants to make it. Move forward.
I would make the motion to move forward, I would agree to increase the purchase threshold to at least $2,500. And then adjust the, the policy format. That's what I'll
Second it, so. I'll second it, I just kind of think sometimes the number needs to be a little more.
Well,
I kind of wonder if we need to.
Yeah.
Do you want to just say,
You guys work it out.
Yeah.
We'll have to approve it in the end.
Yeah, we-
yeah, we just do that.
We'll just come up with a draft and we'll.
Okay, motion by Matt to move forward with a draft. New purchase policy, seconded by Brian. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, that would be very helpful.
Okay, next item on the agenda is office closures for training and implementation of new software.
Yes, we're very excited that we've had our kickoff call for our software. Our live week will be July 27th, which is coming before we know it, but we do have, we have one day of just, it's called discovery, that will need to go to the office from 12 to 4:30. Another day in July that the bulk of the training will be done online so that we know the stuff, how to use it, prior to going, live. And then we'll have access from those dates. It will be like the test site, so that we'll have, it's our information, but we'll be our most updated live information yet. So we'll need to post those 3 days so that we can all attend those sessions, because we all cross-train and all utilities, the accounting and the payroll software. And then, Wednesday, July 22nd is the day that they actually migrate everything. So once they migrate, we can't do anything in any of the programs until they are here to train live on 7th. They have to test and make sure everything. Yeah. We could only look at old stuff, so if somebody came in to pay their bill, we can't post it. Most people come in and they want to receive, you wouldn't be able to tell them look up their balance or anything because we wouldn't have the right data. So those are the dates. I just wanted it for your information. We'll get notices sent out to the customers. I thought I can use the retailer to send out the notice of the closings as it gets closer to that, as an extra reminder. And
Water bills that otherwise would go.
yeah, well, the other thing is we'll go to a new one. The online part will be different. People want to pay online, so we'll have a new online payment system. So they have something for that. So I think we'll just do like a insert with the bill, not just try to put something on it, but we'll just do an insert in the bills and when it goes out. Beginning of July.
And if somebody's paying in here, we'll just have something at the window for them that they can start to see that sooner.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
we'll have all that. Yes. We actually have our call on the payment, our initial call on the payment processing part in May. So we'll find out more about how that works. But one nice thing about this software, for those that do pay online, right now, I mean, we have fees for credit cards and we have fees for even for EFTs, but if you do an automatic monthly payment to your from your bank and ACH, there'll be no fee this time. So they won't pass on any fee. If you don't do it automatically, you schedule it every month, there will be, but that the more incentive for people to do that. And we do take a lot of online payments. It's really amazing to me how much we've grown that since the beginning. I mean, it used to be, and the people that come in with a credit card and pay the 3% fee on a credit card. I mean, we get people come in for a garage sale, come in for $5 and pay $8 to be pressed. I mean, I watch all those sort of service, but I really believe this is going to be a really good thing for us. It sounds like, the people that they've migrated several municipalities this year, and all the stuff that comes across my listserv has been very positive about the software. So it should make it easier.
Also late payments too, we can automated payment.
We really, I think, for our disconnects, it's probably like you can only do someone every other month because they've got to be 2 months past due. It's probably the majority of the same people over and over. We really have collected, and I think our rate of collection has been much better since we do the online and credit cards. People come in with credit. The in-house credit card will be a lot easier because it's going to be a whole thing where they can tap the card and we don't have to run through and do all that stuff. So the bills will have an option that on the bills that do go out by mail and not by email, that they can, there's a barcode on it. If they do bring it in, they can scan the barcode and it'll bring their account up. So that'll be the thing, is convincing a lot of these people that come in to actually bring their bill in instead of us having to look it up. That's what we get a lot, especially on the Friday before the 15th. Everybody comes in, they don't have their bill, we gotta look it up. The line can get long in there. So, that's that.
Thank you for the information. Next item on the agenda is the claims register approval.
Make a motion to approve the claim register.
Motion by Dave, second by Doretta. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Administration and board member comments. Brian?
Do I have anything this evening?
Jeremy?
Nothing.
Sorry, just drew a blank. Mike?
Just a reminder that we do have the 50/50 sidewalk program. We do have a new contractor this year, Baldwin Line Concrete. we've got a few already on the list. Good. Hopefully it takes off better yet.
Brian, in the Board of Works, you asked how it compared to last year. And I think, last year we were paying $9 and I think this is $10 this year. But I know our contractor from last year who just retired, he held that price for several years.
Jeff? Matt? Nothing. Brian? Nothing. Dave?
I do. Unfortunately, John can't be here this evening, but many of you guys on Facebook, you may have seen that, the restrooms at Kenny Park had to be shut down again a little over a week ago. Having some issues with ongoing vandalism that continues to happen. If you remember, 2 years ago, there were cameras that were purchased, we put up at Kenny Park to help with the vandalism. Just those times of day that, right, somebody isn't there. I had police department run a report, just so you're aware, extra patrols being done. There's 331 extra patrols or security checks that were done just between February 1st of this year and yesterday. It is not for lack of patrolling in here. John can't be everywhere. John and his staff have to close down restrooms, and instead of doing park-related maintenance that they're supposed to be doing, they're having to fix restrooms. We have a department that is supposed to install cameras. It's not getting done. There's supposed to be new cameras on this building. It's not getting done. I think as city council, we need to hold our department heads accountable to it. I think it's ridiculous. I think our citizens and our guests that come to the city deserve better than this. It's pathetic. And I want you all to be aware of it. Mayor can't be here this evening, but I think we need to hold accountable. I've talked to multiple employees and department heads throughout the city that are waiting on repairs and IT work to be done. It's pathetic. It's not for lack of monitoring the situation. So unfortunately, our department head can't be here to also talk about it, but I can also use the recycling center as another spot. There's things that are still up there that haven't been taken down. We're paying a really great salary to somebody who apparently is not doing their job. I at least want an explanation of what's going on. 2 years ago, the excuse why the cameras weren't up was LeakTel. LeakTel's been there. We don't have anything to monitor it, and now the suggestion is to put ring cameras on it. There's cameras there to install. Why aren't they being installed? We are in our business, we hire a contractor. I can call them, they could be there that afternoon to fix IT work. We have a guy that's here, right in the city, and you're not doing anything. See? So I don't have a motion to move forward on this, but I think the council deserves to know. Department heads, you need to know that I heard you. I'm sick of it as well, and it needs to be addressed. That's all I need.
Now, day to day, is that something that goes to the Board of Works or the department head?
Department heads are mayoral appointment.
It's just the mayor. Okay, anything else?
That's it.
Loretta? Barbie?
Just two things. Today, Brian and I listened to a webinar with I don't know if any of you have heard of the MUST legislation that went through this past session. MUST stands for Municipal Unit Strategic Task Force. And this webinar was preparing for countywide lit distribution discussions. And it's supposed to be something that is initiated by the county council. So Brian and I talked today, we're gonna go to the county council meeting.
We're on the agenda for 2:30 on Monday.
For Monday, to just discuss with the county council to see if they're intending to do this. While the legislation says it's must, they called it must, but the Senate wanted to make it required, but the House said not, so it's, we just really wanna see where Dole County's at, but, I should be getting in the next day or so, copy of the PowerPoint they used, link to the webinar, if you guys wanna watch it to see. But it's concerning the lid that, you know, they did hold off the changes in the local income tax, for those of you that don't know. Changing that from what it was gonna be, was gonna happen in 28, but now they put it up to 29. There's belief that it still is going to change, but we're supposed to hold these discussions by the end of this year, just to find out what municipalities intend to do their own, what municipalities intend to ask the county to adopt their lid. I think that the population of the municipalities in Noble County, all of them will probably ask the county, even when they had done some rough numbers, whenever that was before this legislature. Even Kendallville, at their population, would be losing a big amount of money if you have to. If you adopt on your own, it's based on just strictly your population of your municipality. Whereas now we get based on the county. So there's a lot to it, but they also are gonna have a resource guide, so I'll pass that information on to you as soon as they get it. But just want you to be aware that we are trying to figure out what's gonna go on with that.
They basically suggested that if you haven't heard from your county council leadership yet, that you approach them. They're pushing this out to cities and towns, that if you've not heard, get there, make them aware that you're gonna be involved in this process.
And then if they said if the county doesn't get the discussion started, other municipalities can get the discussion started without them.
Yeah.
And hope that they would come. I know, I talked to one person today that is probably interested in pursuing that, on smaller communities, but it's just the municipalities, libraries and other units like that. They still have to petition the county for their money, but it's a very small percentage is what they get. And then there is also something about fire and EMS that I wasn't really clear on exactly what they were saying today.
They're gonna have a separate category where they can capture 0.4% for fire.
I wasn't sure if, because we have actually a municipal fire department, if we could still get it or.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Okay, I was
qualify for
confused
that.
about that part. And then, nothing, I guess that's it about that, so, I'll get you more information on that. The other thing is, you passed a resolution for the VOT, and I should have put this on the agenda, and I didn't. We did go through, some projects, we, identified some projects. Most of what we, identified that we were interested in using the VOT on would use TIF funds, and one of the more major projects would have been if we move forward with the school and the redevelopment commission potentially buying the Turning Point building to turn it into the daycare, since we're getting evicted from the elementary school, that would renovation of that would be high on the list of something that to do. So, just would, I guess, ask for approval to go ahead with the RFQ, which is a request for qualifications to advertise for that, and have those come in, and then see what we get from that.
Make a motion to approve that request.
Second.
Motion by Dave to move forward with the request for,
Request for
request
qualifications,
for RFQ. Second by Matt, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Carried. Anything else?
It's a project.
Laura? Nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Right.
By Dave, second by Matt, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.